I was on my way to conduct another business transaction, and I ran into an individual. A very strange thing happened at this point. He was very, very excited and began to talk to me about something he had just experienced. I'm going to go fairly quickly with this so that we can move along. This is a very poor rendering, but we are putting together a very good rendering of this. This man has said to me, Ken, I introduced myself to him. He was very excited. He said, have you got your identification mark? And I said, I don't know what you mean. What's an identification mark? He says, they've just enacted a new identification mark. And by the way, this started with a voluntary implementation first. You did it voluntarily first. This man told me you ought to get yours done real soon to avoid the hassle, because soon everyone, they say, will have to have this to conduct business. Now, what I want to show you is this is a poor drawing because we weren't artists, and I'm a stick guy drawer, so please bear with me tonight. I will explain what the one I saw looked like. On the web of the right hand, this individual had what looked to be like the sunburst of Mexico. Anybody ever see the sunburst of Mexico? You know, it looks like a sun with a face on it. That's what this kind of appeared like, except these rays right here, they didn't look like that at all. If you could picture in your mind the sunburst, and then all of a sudden, like a hologram, beams were coming out of it as rays, okay? This was another palm. This is upside down. I don't know why that happened. We made a mistake. Actually, I didn't do this, but I'll take responsibility because I don't want my friend to get the bad rap on this. I love that guy, so yeah, I do. I don't want to tell about him. This hand actually was facing just like the right hand was here, the same direction. Excuse me, it was inside of this, and there was another emblem just like this one on this hand like you see in the web. Okay, this guy was very excited about this. He was very happy because he said, hey, we won't have to use these stupid cards anymore.
Agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is giving me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control.
And what he did is he founded a company, and they started making electronic tattoos. So I'm wearing one here on my arm.
Do we have a camera to get a...
This is a developmental system made by MC10, and it has an antenna and some sensors embedded in it. And what we plan to do is work with them to advance a tattoo that could be used for authentication.
If a robot doctor visits your room or a microchip is implanted in your arm, there is a good chance that if you're in our area, you're a patient at Hackensack University Medical Center. In this morning's Tech 4 report, Chris Cimino shows us why Hackensack is one of the most wired hospitals in America.
We're going to implant your device, your VeriChip device now. Okay.
This patient at Hackensack University Medical Center is about to have a computer chip implanted in his arm.
VeriChip is a RFID device, which is a radio frequency implantable device. It's just a readable chip. And what's actually on the chip itself is a unique identifier number. That's it.
It's relatively painless.
So far, 15 people have been chipped. Their medical information is stored in secure databases. Hospitals identified as VeriChip providers are given unique passwords to access patient information.
Where we're going to put that in chip.
Stockbroker Robel Johnson is one of the pioneers. Today he's having a chip implanted in his arm, similar to those on German groceries and Dutch nightclubbers.
Okay. Now you're going to feel a little pressure.
If ever he becomes an emergency patient, he can be instantly identified.
How did that feel?
Fine, that's fine.
Okay, great.
So far, 40 people have been implanted here. Doctors think it will soon be as commonplace as vaccinations.
VeriChip. You should play that number today.
En dan gaan we nu, zoals beloofd, live naar Rotterdam. Want daar kunnen vaste klanten van de Baja Beach Club een microchip in hun arm laten implanteren.
Ja, in die nachtclub staat Ariane van der Bijl. Ariane, een microchip in je arm. Waarom?
Ja, dat is bedacht voor de VIP-gasten van de club. Ja, als een soort leuk cadeautje. Het kost €1000, maar dan mag je wel voor €1500 aan drank wegzetten aan de bar. Een apparaatje scant dan de chip en dan wordt het geld afgeschreven. Naast mij zit Matthijs Vogel en die gaat dus zo'n chip laten implanteren. Waarom gaat u dat doen?
Nou, ik kom hier regelmatig. Altijd gezellig hier. En ja, gemak niet de mens. Met een chip kun je doorlopen bij de deur. Je kan het VIP-dek op. Je hoeft geen geld in je zak te hebben. Je kan het ook niet verliezen als het gezellig is en je loopt te springen. Dus dat is eigenlijk mijn reden waarom ik dit doe.
Ja, het is verdoofd. Nou, dokter, ga uw gang, hè? Voelt u er wat van?
Ja, ik voel er helemaal niets van.
Het is goed verdoofd.
Ja, het is goed verdoofd. Ik voel er niks van. Het is een klein prikje.
Ja.
Do you hate it when you get to the office and then discover you left your ID at home? Well, one company in Sweden has come up with a unique way to make sure that doesn't happen. A microchip implant. NBC's Keir Simmons is in Stockholm this morning with more on that. Keir, good morning.
You've seen it in the movies. A human being merges with a computer to become a so-called cyborg. Well, I have now had a computer chip inserted into my left hand. Okay, so they're not going to turn me into RoboCop, but here in Sweden at this high-tech office block, they're going to inject a computer chip into my hand. Cecilia Osterholm starts her day with this new technology. She swapped her keys for a chip in her hand that uses a radio signal to open doors. You have a chip in your hand there?
That's right. It's been inserted there.
Right. We've watched technology take over our lives.
It's a smart house.
It even happens in Annie. And now it's coming true in real life. And with that, I became part man, part machine. Right, cue the superhuman music, guys. Here comes the big reveal. Here on my left hand, you can still see the mark, is where that chip has been inserted into my hand.
So, let me get that ready. Okay, so that's going to be good. So basically we're going to look for a place right in between. So you've got a nice squishy area there, which is great. So we're basically just going to pinch up and go in, inject, and then I'm going to press and pull out, and then I'm going to give you the gauze and just put pressure. Oh, of course, it's brand new. I'm going to use this to just poke it.
Feel free to really get in there.
Are you allergic to shellfish?
No. Ready?